talking about your big-titted aunt. Your big-titty aunt.
That is great. That's great that you are so out of touch. What about me being 99% great and 1% evil? Okay?
Put the mic in your face, you
I just don't get this part anymore.
shit.
We're always ready. This is
it, baby.
This is podcast number
69.
This is 69, isn't it?
I never
69,
Is it 69? But it's more than 69 because we have like a year.
Oh. Yeah.
A year's worth? It's August?
We've only got a 69. That's good.
Wait a second. When did we start this thing?
That's like a relationship, you know? Eventually, like within a year, you'll get to 69.
Wow.
That's not where you wanted to start this. I get it, but
no, it's okay.
It's okay,
I'm just
yeah.
thinking that would be excellent if every relationship actually got to a 69. I don't think every relationship does.
nah. Sometimes you're just not equipped for it, you know?
The older groups of people, you don't want to talk to them about it, but it has come up in the past.
69?
Yeah.
Is it even a thing for older people?
Yeah, it used to be.
Was that like, who invented it? That's a good
I'm sure it
question.
was in Rome back in the day too. I could see the Romans doing it.
I could see the Romans doing it. Those
You know,
freaks.
because they were like and those Abel and Cain and those guys and the
Not
salt
Rome.
people.
Those are not. That's before Rome.
Okay, well they're all doing it. That's why they turned to salt. They were on top of each other, and
it was salty for sure.
they got smited
yeah, they got smited for it.
by that thing with the ring.
But if you're married, I suppose anything goes, right?
Yeah. Well, no.
No. Like, what do you mean?
Well,
Like,
I mean, you
can't-
can try anything.
Yeah, but like, there's nothing like God wouldn't like look down upon
Oh
anything.
no, God. Well,
Right? If you're married, he'd be like, yeah, bondage, you know, whatever.
it'd be great to have a direct line to Jesus on these things. And be like, hang on, let's contact the Lord.
Phone a friend. Yeah.
You know, we're married, right? Can we do this?
We can
He'd be
do
like,
it.
no, I don't know.
Well, sodomy still is.
Now you invented the 11th commandment. No, you cannot. That's where we didn't think of that one.
No
And we're
69.
writing it down in stone.
No 69ing, no butt play. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because the religious people were the ones that seemed conservative. And, you know, when did it happen? The 70s, 80s that we started realizing that all the people who were wearing like the blouses with the little bow ties and you couldn't see any skin were the
Yeah.
biggest freaks out there.
Yeah, they were hiding it. They were
Yeah.
suppressing it.
Yeah, there's still a bunch out there that are doing this.
I think so.
But I'm not shocked by anything no more, you know,
Really?
because of the internet.
Oh yeah, it's ruined
Like
everything.
and because of 90 Day Fiance and Love After
I love
Lockup.
that, by the way. I saw this 90 Day Fiance.
You watched it?
I watched this one where this guy was such a piece of shit. Like he was just like this like short, stubby, fat guy.
Yeah.
And they've made memes about him like all over.
Yeah, not Eric. I know who you're talking
He's got
about.
gray hair and like he's just like
With the
he puts
little Thailand
mayonnaise-
girl.
He puts mayonnaise in his hair
Oh,
and
he's
shit.
yeah.
He's a degenerate. This guy.
Yeah, God.
Oh, I
He's
love
always
him.
with like 30 year younger than
He's
him.
gone multiple times.
Oh, he's had a couple different
How does he keep getting fucking hired?
because the show, first of all, once you get on that show,
Yeah.
I've never seen a couple that I didn't think was disgusting or weird or fucked up.
On that show.
And all of them. Love After Lockup.
What's Love After Lockup?
Love After Lockup is people like pen paling, you know, felons.
Yeah. That's
And then the felon, by the way, I usually end up liking them more
yeah, of course.
than the person that they're with.
You got to be a sick person to want a felon. You know what I mean? Like,
It's just, well, you can understand the felon's mentality. You don't understand their mentality.
oh, I see.
You know, what the fuck was this girl thinking or this guy thinking?
Yeah.
Like, there's an old guy with a girl who, you know, and
Are they hot?
I mean, no, it's not hot. No. I mean, the initial picture, the catfishing pictures
Hot. Yeah.
are pretty hot or at least
Yeah.
seem hot.
Yeah.
But it's more interesting than watching the news or Hurricane Ida. It's it's
Oh,
better than
yeah.
watching current events.
Yeah, of course.
I'm watching right now 90 Day Fiance the other way, which is it's the story of people who are going to the country instead of bringing someone from the country
Oh,
to
that's
America,
interesting. I like
which
that.
is very cool.
yeah.
And a lot of this right now, there's Love in the Caribbean. We're watching that. We're watching Bride and Prejudice. We're watching Love and Lockup. We're watching Naked and Afraid of Love. That's a new one. Now they're naked and afraid, but they're not trying to survive. They're trying to meet people.
What?
It's so
in the
fucked up.
wilderness?
Yes.
They're just trying to meet people in the woods.
Well, what they do is they get dropped off. They're naked.
This is the dumbest shit.
They're not. I don't see any afraid anymore because you can't have a boner and be afraid, right?
You know, it kind of speaks to like with the certain situation that we're in as like Americans, where it's like it's this hard to get a date, where you have to like sign up for some extreme dating show to find somebody. Isn't that crazy?
Well, and you're right because I'm not in the dating game, and so I don't know anything about this whole swiping. This whole swiping thing.
Swiping right?
Right. I don't know.
Swiping left.
Right is good.
Right is good. Yeah.
Okay. So they'll talk about it on the show.
Yeah, it's Tinder.
Yeah, but they're like, this show is great for them because it strips them of the phone, the news, technology. Awful. So they're naked. They got some bamboo. And they got like the ocean and mountains. Now, here's the thing. Romantic. That's like a honeymoon.
That's pretty romantic.
Right. And here's the thing. If you don't like your chick or you don't like your guy,
you just fire a flare off.
There's 12 couples. And there's different islands. So you could swim to the other island. And meet a whole.
What, you have to swim to the other?
Yeah, they don't have boats. You have to build a bamboo raft.
This is just extreme Tinder then. It's like it's a
right.
Yeah, it's not.
And
Tinder's for the lazy people.
I was always hoping on Naked and Afraid they would pull something like this because I was sick of watching people struggling, making fire and burning themselves.
What is the purpose of Naked and Afraid? You just try to survive?
It's the most. It's supposedly right. It's the most ultimate way of trying to survive because you have nothing, no clothes, no nothing.
It's so unrealistic, though.
Well, I mean,
like who?
That's how you're born.
Yeah, but they don't just go throw you in the woods.
You come out of a womb.
Yeah, but
you're naked. You're damn afraid. But you're an adult. You're 30.
It's so ridiculous.
See, Naked and Afraid, people will come on chunky, like they put on 40 pounds because they know it's gonna be like 90. I think some of these are 90 days now.
Starve and stuff.
Yeah, so they're keeping this whole, they're like bears. They hibernate until the show begins, and then they have this whole extra energy sack, which is cheating, by the way.
Well, you don't want to be 4% body fat when you're in the woods trying to survive.
Yeah, but you're on TV.
Yeah, but you don't know any.
I don't want to come on. I don't want to come on with rolls. I want to come on with. See, on Naked and Afraid of Love, they come out with 6 packs and they're in shape.
They're trying to fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
And you get to bring
the fuck on the show.
That we haven't seen yet. It's only 3rd episode, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen.
They've waited 3 episodes, so they're naked. And
Some people are seriously making out and they're naked, so they don't show below the waist. And this guy's hard as fuck. Come on, there's no way.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right?
Yeah.
And the cool thing is on that show, you get to bring one personal item. So some guys brought guitars.
That's the worst. What are you gonna light the guitar on fire? You use it for fucking firewood?
No. See, they gave them a little book where they can find wood and water. It's so much easier than the normal
doesn't sound easier.
Survival show. Well, it's not, by the way, because you still don't have shoes, and that's my main thing.
Yeah,
I just want shoes.
Can you?
My personal item are Nikes. That's my personal item.
Yeah, boots.
Not a fucking guitar. Yeah,
boots.
Combat boots.
Combat boots.
Some Carhartt boots, some work boots,
and a flare gun.
But not a guy brought a surfboard. I'm like, and an old beat up one. I'm like, if you're gonna bring a surfboard, bring the best surfboard.
Yeah, but you can get to the other island easier.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah, and people are, but bamboo rafts are not hard to make. I've seen it.
Ooh, I just can't imagine like being on that show and then finding out you have zero chemistry with the other person, and then you're stuck.
Oh no, that's what's been happening, right?
You're stuck with them.
So they hook up, and then they start going, not interested. We need to swim to the other island. And then who's ever not getting the attention starts crying.
Oh really?
And it's only been 48 hours. They just met. So it is the most entertaining thing on TV. It really doesn't harm anyone. Like Hoarders was kind of like, well, this is a sad situation. My 600-pound life, those people, but this, they're volunteering for this.
So you're like enjoying the torment.
Yeah.
I get you.
You put yourself there to entertain me. You know it. There's a camera on you.
You deserve it, yeah.
I mean, I would fucking.
Do they win anything?
The love.
Oh, the
love,
I'm
man.
Not. Fuck the show. There's people are.
You
ridiculous.
Get the love.
You don't get anything.
No, there's no money.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, there's no prize.
There should be a prize.
You get to meet somebody.
That's not a prize.
You're 32. You struggled.
That's not a prize.
And finally you met someone because of it.
On an island.
Yeah, you paid vacation.
It's not a vacation.
Right? Sure you.
There's no bellhop being like, can I hold your flippers for you?
Sure you got whatever. Amazon fever or whatever the hell you catch out there.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, that's a good. I wonder how many people have gotten like seriously injured or like.
They won't talk about it.
Yeah,
it's hidden. It's hidden.
Of course, right?
It's all like what big corps do. It's all hidden in paperwork, and then you gotta go to court, then get the special book that says this is not for public eyes.
Yeah.
Just like the McDonald's coffee thing.
What? What do you mean? Talking about the lady that burned herself?
I watched a doc last night.
On the lady that burned
Yeah.
herself? That shit was rough.
Did you see that doc?
Yeah, I saw a long time ago when everybody was like making fun of her, being like, this bitch sued McDonald's.
Yeah.
Da, da, da. And then I'm like, she should have sued
Did you see the bruises?
The bruises?
The damage?
I would call them bruises, dog.
Well, they were
Third degree burns.
Yeah, they were pretty
on
bad.
Her vajayjay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they attributed some of the fault to her.
Yeah, for having a vagina. for ordering McDonald's. That was her only mistake. They're like, you should not have gone here.
I mean, we all know not to pop that lid when the shit's between our legs. Come on, man.
Yeah, but they didn't put it on.
Because you don't have any control over the strength of your thighs. You know how you squeeze something?
Fair.
Right? So I can't judge when I have coffee between my legs, when I pop that lid. Am I squeezing too hard?
I just thought of a new Facebook challenge where you
hold
try
coffee? Hot coffee?
How long can you hold hot coffee in your
Between your legs?
while you drive? Before you get to sue McDonald's. God damn.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of realized that I have been suckered into believing that she was being frivolous.
Yeah, it wasn't. She didn't even ask for that much. Do you know that?
No, I know.
She only asked to cover her hospital bills. And then the jury was like, we're going to give you all the money.
Well, in the beginning, right, so McDonald's was kind of casual about it. I was watching the spokesperson for McDonald's just kind of going, it's coffee, it's hot. Right, I'm like, oh, wow. So this was the 90s.
Yeah.
Before all the, now the corporation's like, we understand and we now have a charity dedicated to people who burn their legs.
Burn victims.
They had a whole series of burns prior to her, which again, look, it's hot coffee. I get it. You know, you buy a knife, you stab yourself, and it was too sharp. They sharpened it too. It should have been duller. Yeah, okay. I get that.
But I heard it was like at an egregious temperature.
Yeah, but here's the thing that it really turned me to think differently was that, and I didn't, this is kind of a sleepy brain watching it, so I'm not sure I have all of it. So please don't take this as pure fact.
I'm taking all of this as pure fact.
But what I got from the sleepy, dreamlike state watching this thing last night at a very late time after Lockup, was that the corporations wanted this frivolous lawsuit, this kind of talk out there in the media. They wanted the media to hype it up because they wanted to come in and really create tort reform to prevent me and you from getting into the court system.
What do you mean?
Well, if they make it harder for me and you to sue because they have this whole media out there saying, hey, every lawsuit's frivolous, it's a bunch of bullshit, everyone's suing us for nothing, and if they create new laws to stop frivolous lawsuits, it would actually stop you from going to court for legitimate reasons.
Okay, so like it's like a
tort reform.
Yeah.
And I did not think about that angle.
That's a good angle.
That's a great angle if you're evil.
Which they are. Come on.
And everybody that I've ever known through learning about evil has always pulled some shit like that, like the Tools Safety Committee, right? Who has the most dangerous tools, but then they know they have the most dangerous tools. Yeah. So they form the Safety Association and only promote their tools, and the safest tools are banned. Yeah. And then you talk negative against those. Like I've seen that before.
Okay.
So you can do this. Like you can create... You just go backward. It's reverse engineering.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? We're not getting enough people to listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
So we have to somehow force them to listen.
Okay.
So what we do is we get the government behind us or the laws behind us and force people that they can only listen to certain types of you just put it in a way.
I got an idea. We cancel ourselves. We start acting like we got canceled. But
That's
we really
more than reverse engineering. That's like a hope too that you gotta have to figure that out.
No, we'll just like make a bunch of hoopla. Like, oh, they like canceled our podcast.
Right.
The government came in and shut us down.
Okay, so that's kind of like what.
It's a publicity stunt.
Right. That's kind of like if you stab yourself and say someone hurt you. It's like having your. I see what you're doing here.
Yeah,
you're creating some drama.
Yeah,
right, to get attention.
Yeah, it's like what The Bachelor does.
Like if you break up with a chick and you know that she's going back to her place, you you get your car, put it on her street, and put the hood up.
Mm-hmm.
And so when she drives by, she sees you're stranded.
Yeah.
Right? That's what we're doing here.
Yeah, we're hoodwinking people.
This is even worse. This is where you get into the laws, and you force people
change things.
to only use Podbean,
Right.
and then to only be able to listen to podcasts with the name Carmen in it. You know, I don't know how to do it. I'm just saying this is what the corporations did. They reverse engineered this thing.
Yeah.
So they would get you to not be able to go to the court system.
Well, that's how they do it with the Orange County like legal thing, where it's like these big conglomerates will only allow courts to, or the court to happen in Orange County, where it's like so expensive.
Right.
It's so expensive to sue.
The venue has to be in Orange County.
And you have to do it in Orange
County.
County.
And it's this big. It's tiny font in the contract that you signed. You
and
didn't realize
$1
it.
million to sue.
All the things that we agree with, like the Apple agreement, the Google agreements, all those agreements,
it's
right?
the worst.
And if we ever have a true problem, they go, well, read your contract.
Yeah.
See, they do that on the airplanes now, right?
Really?
Yeah, because they'll see, you ever see when they're trying to rip somebody out of their seat because they're not wearing a mask?
Do they do that?
You agreed to it. You signed the contract. You checked off the box, right? And you do. You have to.
Yeah, that they can just rip you out of your seat.
They can beat the shit out of you because you checked the box. You agreed that we could take a club to your head if you didn't put the mask on.
Yeah.
So that's where they got you. Legally, they got you. And all the corps are getting really smart with the legal ways of making sure that they have the right to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the trick. That's a big trick to learn.
It's a good move. You ever like look at somebody's playbook for evil and you're like, it's pretty good.
Absolutely.
I got to give it to you. It's pretty good.
That's
move.
what I'm saying about I got hoodwinked on this whole frivolous lawsuit thing, thinking there's millions of frivolous lawsuits out there. Meantime, the spokes lady, whoever this documentary lady was saying, she goes, look, we are so lucky in this country. In the judicial system, not the legislative system is a little unfair. You can pretty much get a lobbyist to talk to any senator and get laws written for you or in your favor.
Right.
But in the judicial system, in the courtroom, you and GM are equal. If you present your case as well as GM does, there's nothing else they can do.
Yeah, they can't.
They can't drive in a brand new Corvette and go, hey, look what we did.
Everybody gets a Corvette.
Look at this, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, they could have better attorneys.
Yeah.
Who can present better cases.
Which they do.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. They have a huge advantage in the court.
They have money to buy better attorneys and create.
And that's another thing. You got to hope that a firm will even take your case on. Because sometimes they'll just be like, that's not even worth it. It's not worth our time.
Oh, you're done. I mean, Grant Cardone, which he was on Undercover Billionaire. I don't know if you watched that at all.
That's a fucking
It's a great show.
You like that show?
Oh, my God. Because this guy, look, you don't need to do this.
But don't you think that's just propaganda to be like, look, they're like us. These billionaires, they're like us, guy.
Not this show.
No?
Undercover Boss, different.
Oh, okay.
Undercover Billionaire. This guy, these people have billions of dollars, and they're pretty much setting themselves up to be poverty stricken and try to start a business in a town. And that was like last year during COVID. It was amazing. Anyway, I got hooked on Grant Cardone.
Grant Cardone.
Who is out of Miami.
That's his name?
Yeah, he's very cool. And
was he born to be a billionaire? Because that's what a billionaire.
It's a great billionaire name.
It's a great billionaire name.
He's got the hair of a billionaire. He's got everything, man.
Damn.
He really does have the style, and that's why he's probably so popular on social media.
Yeah.
But he said pretty much that everyone in this country, unless you are properly prepared to defend yourself in a lawsuit, which would take at least $1 million,
at least,
you're at a disadvantage from everybody else who can.
Yeah.
And that's true.
Yeah.
If you don't have the money to lay out to get the attorney that charges $500 an hour, how are you going to not end up in jail?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if they want to put you in jail.
Yeah, it's a rough situation for sure.
You got to have money. Money, you know, I was talking to my wife on the beach today. I know this is not the place to talk about money.
It seems like the perfect place to talk about money. What are you talking about?
Well, not on her birthday.
The only thing better is a golf course.
It's your wife, and she already hears about the money discussion, and it's her birthday, and we're supposed to be standing and pretending that we're enjoying the ocean and the beach while the red tide is overwhelming us. And I brought up the idea of money again to her.
Why? Are you crazy?
Because I got on that documentary with the McDonald's coffee. But she's good at
Are you
listening.
one of those guys where you're in a good situation and you're like, let's shake things up a bit?
No.
It's too comfortable right now.
No, I think I've learned my lessons with that. I've learned not to rock the boat when it's because the storm's coming.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Might as well not create it.
Well, so how did this go?
I'm pretty good.
Okay, all right.
I'm pretty good.
All right, I just want to make
But
sure.
we actually kind of went over the idea of the course system on the beach, which I thought was really not really what you want. But it was already disrupted by a woman who decided to have, these cordless speakers are killing us all.
I knew it.
I
knew there was something.
It's just killing us all. Instead of listening to the birds and the waves, we have to have the lady that needs attention with some type of Bose system that she decided at 10 o'clock on a Monday morning that we needed to listen to Ozzy's Boneyard on XM radio.
Yeah.
And I don't need to hear Hell's Bells at 10 a.m. on a Monday.
No, it's too early for Hell's
It's
Bells.
It's it. I mean, all the songs, and she went through a whole litany of Eagles tunes, which I am done with the Eagles. I don't want to
for
hear.
you.
I don't want to hear Hotel California
the Eagles.
or Your Crying Eyes no more. I'm done with them.
Ugh, Desperado.
Please.
Yeah.
It's hard for me. They're a 70s group.
Did you yell at him? Did you yell at her?
No, because that's what she wanted. She was looking right at us, and
Really?
every time you look at us, you just turn the volume up
Are
a
you
little
serious? Oof.
bit. Like if you've ever been to New York, you realize that what happens here is mild.
Mhm.
Legally, people can do just about anything in public.
Yeah.
Legally, you could just have someone stand like over your chair
We should do this.
and sing Your Lying Eyes. You can't hide your lie, and you couldn't stop it.
Yeah, you really
Legally,
can't.
you can't stop it.
What could you just walk away, right?
You have to walk away,
That's
and
a
they
good
could follow
point.
you. Now, if they get to a point where they're harassing you,
That sounds like
maybe.
harassment if they're following
But
you.
it's still in New York.
Yeah.
In New York, you could have a guy hanging on to a strap on a subway 2 inches from your face and just making faces with just putting his tongue out. And you can't do nothing about it until you get off at the next stop.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it all.
Yeah.
And typically, this is what happens now in a suburb or an area where we don't see the crazy as much. When you see the crazy, it really stands out. And she seemed crazy. All she had was a what do you call them? Not cordless.
A speaker?
A speaker. What do they call these things now?
Bluetooth speaker.
Bluetooth.
Yeah, Bluetooth speaker.
Right? Just that made her seem nuts.
To you.
Everybody. She said, look, I imagine her whole fucking strategy.
Yeah.
She's set up by the lifeguard stand, number one.
Yeah.
So she thinks she's doing a service.
No, it's a nice place to set up.
Hey, every Monday at 10 a.m., red lifeguard stand, I play tunes. Like she was a fucking DJ.
Yeah.
Right? And then all these other people around us were like, oh my God, right?
Oh, so it wasn't just you.
It wasn't just us.
How loud was it? It must have been real loud.
It cranked.
Really?
She was cranking it.
Damn.
And I thought, I think she thinks she's like doing us all a favor.
Yeah, she's like, listen to all our jams and stuff.
Now, if this was country music, I would have picked my shit up. I would have unscrewed the umbrella. I don't care how long it took me to set up.
Oh, you
I
don't
would
do
have been the
country?
fuck out.
You don't do country music?
No, because it happened to us
You're
already.
Italian. Yeah.
Yellow lifeguard stand is country music. Red lifeguard stand is 80s and Ozzy's Boneyard. They have crazy people at each stand doing this shit.
And they fight each other. That's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
The beach is loaded with fucking wackos.
I love it though. I love seeing I get off on people being assholes. I don't know what it is.
I mean, just wacko enough to wear what they're wearing. Like I saw a lot of teabags that shouldn't have been teabags. I'm like, are you serious? Did you not try to look in a mirror over your shoulder?
Yeah.
You're wearing this? I love my body. I know. I could see that. Some people pull off the outfit.
Yeah.
But you could judge everybody by what they're wearing. Absolutely. You could see the guy who's been in Florida for 40 years.
The leathery skin.
40 years.
Wrinkled. Yeah.
40. Not even you just see it by the outfit and by his mannerisms and the way he's walking the beach. Like, this is what he does
Yeah.
every fucking Monday. I'm just judging Mondays. I don't know what happens on Tuesdays.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want to be out there on Tuesdays.
No.
Dude. It gets crazy on Tuesday.
It's
You
a
have no
very
idea.
interesting beach because we have the handicap mat. It's actually got a handicap sign on it
What?
that starts from the concession stand all the way to the ocean, so you can push wheelchairs. But every normal Joe Blow with 2 good legs is walking on that
Yeah,
thing.
of course.
And
Well, it sucks to walk.
the
through that
wheelchairs
thing.
are just waiting.
That's
It's like handicap parking. There should be a cop out there finding all the able-bodied people. Get off the mat. But I used it.
It's such a luxury, though. Yeah, you did. Of course.
Of course. In fact, we parked near it today because we could.
You parked
That's
you
like
parked in a handicap
we're
spot.
parking in a yeah. We take a handicap spot for the handicap mat. Like I'm over 55.
Oh, that'd be good. They should have a 55 and plus parking. Don't you think?
I think there should be. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Once you start like saying the beach is a headache for you and you have to make it ADA compliant, then we don't go to the beach no more. That's all.
ADA.
The beach isn't ready for handrails all the way to the ocean.
Yeah, I would love it because that's the hardest part, pulling a fucking cooler through that fine grain sand.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's a pain.
Which means that you
work.
have to get either more cash
Not relaxing.
or you have to figure out how to build a better cart in your garage. So most people spend the money on the better cart.
Yeah, they'll just buy it off of Amazon.
Or go to whatever, Sam's Club, and they buy those like
Off-road
15-inch
tires.
wheels and
Yeah.
right?
It's
They have a
remote
little
control.
motor. And
Yeah.
here's me I bought a $10 wagon from a garage sale.
And I can.
Wheels don't even spin. I'm just dragging it. Because Kelly's got the cooler. I go, please don't load up the cooler too much.
Yeah, because it's just you two, right?
Yeah, she wants.
Picnic.
She blames me. Because you're gonna want this.
Yeah.
You're gonna want this turkey, and these apples, and the mandarins, and the 4 cans of sparkling water, and the chips, and she has it all.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, as soon as we set up, within 10 minutes, I'm in the cooler and I'm just eating the entire time.
Yeah. What's
But
the
if it's
point?
not there, I won't eat it.
I miss
Put
the
it in
beach.
front of me.
Yeah.
Put it in front of me. I'm going to eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the beach. Yeah. You got to go.
I used
It's
to
right
go.
down here. It's 10 minutes away.
It's not 10 minutes away.
It's 10 minutes away.
Not even close, dude.
15?
It's a good 30
No.
to get out there, parking, everything. Yeah. It's at least 30 to 35 minutes.
Look, if
before
I
you're on that
ever
sand.
advertise this house for sale, it's 8 minutes from the
It's
beach.
8 minutes from the beach. Yeah.
Right, but you got to make all the lights. You got to break the speed limit laws.
Cutting off so many people.
And I'm saying to the beach, not actually get out in your car and get in the water.
Yeah. To
I mean, it's a good, once you park the car, it's a 20-minute
yeah, it's a pain in
hike.
the ass.
That's the worst thing.
There's a reason why it sucks. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I like those smaller beaches, like the ones that were undiscovered until people came up with like fucking Facebook and shit, and they ruined all the local spots.
Oh, I thought you meant until the conquistadors came and slaughtered all the native people.
That was a
Could you
problem.
imagine having your own beautiful island
And then yeah,
and then some
that's what I
ship shows up?
realized. That's what I realized. Like, there's a certain if you look at history, anytime I bet how uncomfortable to be like the king of like a really nice place, because you're like it's only a matter of time
Before-
until somebody sees this place and we're fucked.
And you
know?
see the boat coming in,
Yep.
and they're wearing metal helmets that you've never seen metal in your
And
life.
you're like it's time.
What the fuck is these metal helmets?
We're due for this, for slavery. And
It sucks because I just became king. I'm 17.
yeah.
I thought I had a long run like my dad before me. I watched him.
It's rough, man. Like that's what I was trying to talk about that with Afghanistan. And this is not even talking about something serious here, but like Afghanistan has so many nice resources, has so much like lithium and oil,
Yeah.
where I'm like, you'll never not know invasion.
Yeah.
You'll never not know it. Like people always gonna be gunning for your shit. You want a shitty place with dirt and like tomatoes. That's it.
Afghanistan is kind of like being a first-string quarterback at Pleasant Valley, Iowa, at the high school.
It's such a stretch, but I'm listening to it.
Because right, you're first string because you're in the middle of Iowa,
Yeah.
and yeah, you're 5'6",
This is all you.
and you can't really throw the ball accurately. But there's not that many quarterbacks.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
But
No.
then someone discovers this little haven in the middle of the country,
Joe Montana.
like tall people all of a sudden start coming in. You go, that's it, I'm done. I'll never be quarterback again.
Yeah, like you're like this is it for me, you know.
It's kind of like this Naked and Afraid of Love. This chick was all happy. She's with this bronze god. He's got perfect hair. He's got 6-pack abs.
Yeah.
And he's not that happy with her, but it's only those two.
It's only those two.
Until he sees 4 naked people coming in on a bamboo raft. He goes, oh, more people. And she's like, no. Damn it. I lost them.
Yeah.
It's everything. Everything has.
That's what I mean though.
I think we talked about this. I don't know if we did, because this is the funniest fucking thing I've ever experienced in my life. was the middle school graduation for my son, right? So it's 5th grade graduation. We're at Ashton. Middle school.
Elementary school.
Right. You know, they had graduation for everything.
Okay.
Which was the funny.
Yeah.
We're like, this is bullshit, but let's go. It's free food. Get to hang out with my buddies that have kids. Or we're on the same boat.
What did you guys pregame in the parking lot?
Yeah, a couple drinks, right? We go into the middle school, and they have a speaker for these 5th graders. And the guy gets up there, and he's an astronaut or something, right? He's got some great credentials. But he starts telling them how they're nothing. How now they're going to a bigger school with more children.
Yeah.
You know, they're going from, I'm sorry, this elementary school graduation.
Yeah, this is even better.
Because it's 5th grade. I think this is the end of it. So middle is 6th, 7th, 8th.
Yeah.
And they're telling these kids, all of these kids from different elementary schools are coming in to your new school with you at the same time. And if you thought you were the big shit here, you ain't going to be no more. I'm like, what is this speech?
Damn.
But he was just knocking kids down. This was a bunch of kids who were told to reach for the stars for 3 years.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we're told, fucking take your place.
Yeah. Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. Don't fucking try too hard.
What?
You ain't shit.
I could see you just
I was like, yes.
Standing ovation.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Children are crying.
Thank you, because everyone thought they were the shit in this room.
I like that. That guy's a hero.
He was. And I don't think
hero.
anyone expected it. I think the principals, everyone were like, cut the mic.
Really?
Shut the curtains.
How long was his speech?
He went on.
He ran the light?
He went on. He was feeling it. Yeah, he was like probably driving the whole way, pissed off at something. He goes, I'm going to make sure these little motherfuckers know what I got to say. You know, something came out that I just was so shocked at that time. Even at that time, before everyone was getting super coddled, I thought, wow, this guy, he's a breath of fresh air.
It's funny. I don't remember the coddling, because like I was like everybody. I remember like one of the big jokes.
It's still happening for you, by the way. So I'm not sure that's why you don't remember it.
Yeah, I'm still
it's not a memory.
I'm still in it.
You're still in it. Okay, once it becomes a memory, then you can remember it.
I don't remember like everybody getting a trophy. I don't remember like the gold star system. Like,
were you in a sports team?
Yeah, and
you
I
never
didn't get a trophy.
Really?
No, I lost. We fucking lost.
Oh wow,
we cried.
So that was after you then.
Yeah. No, I guess so, because I remember when I was like in high school, I was like listening to a lot of comedy, and I heard a lot of comics talking about like this very issue about like everybody's getting a fucking trophy. Right. This is what happens. And I remember being like, where the fuck was I for this?
Yeah.
I wanted a fucking trophy for losing. But yeah, I don't remember that. No, that we were like, if you sucked, you sucked, and you were cut.
Yeah, I remember when it all started. My cousin was coaching in Cleveland, called a bunch of kids pussies, and then they kicked him out.
That's my favorite, though.
He couldn't be coach no more.
My high school football coach used to like, he would, before we would go out to the to the football game, he'd go knock their dick into the dirt, and he would scream it, and then we would all be chanting it like knock their dicks into the dirt.
Oh yeah,
and that guy got fired. Yeah.
Kelly's mother.
Yeah.
Came from she was 75 when she was going to my son's baseball games in 2010, 11, and dude. She's screaming through the fence, "Murder him!" And everyone's just like horrified.
Yeah, but I love it.
I go, she came from the 50s. What do you want? She can say murder. She doesn't really mean murder everybody. Why do we got to explain this?
She means whack them. Yeah, whack them.
Well, you're happy. Look, if you were playing football, to this day, I got to still believe, and your son's a linebacker, and he takes out that fucking quarterback, and the guy's helmet comes off, and he's stunned, and they got to carry him off in a stretcher, you're still cheering for your son. You're not going, oh, it was too hard, buddy.
No.
It's too hard.
No, harder next time.
Right.
Yeah.
So I see that. No matter what we see in social media, no matter what we see or hear, the ground game where you live, what's going on in your community is still always the same as it's always been. People are still, even on Naked and Afraid of Love, women are still talking for their macho men to protect them. They're not looking for, to be the boss.
That's a trap. I realize that the nice guy trap, where somebody was actually talking about it and had a really good point where they were saying that like the idea that a woman wants like a sensitive guy, that's a trap. It's like a way, like they don't want a man they can push over. They want to see if they can, so they can find out if you're a weak pussy, and then they'll go, yeah, you're not for me. I'm not interested. I'm not attracted to you.
Anytime I've ever seen a relationship where the guy really is sensitive and too caring, it goes bad for him. Every fucking time.
She runs the whole thing.
Every time.
Yeah.
And then it even goes worse because then the woman starts resenting the guy for not doing enough.
Yeah, because you're like,
and he doesn't know what to do after that. He's lost.
I want to be taken care of. What are we talking about? Like,
so yeah. It's very interesting. The ground game is still the same. It's the high level. You're at a corporation. These are our rules. And here we do it differently. But in the real world, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's such horse shit that's happening. But
we're seeing it with
I'm glad that the ground game's the same, by the way. I'm glad.
Ground game is the same, yeah.
I'm glad that we still hear
people are still tribal.
Logic.
They're still aggressive. They're still killers. And it's weird. It's weird. Like we're being taught that we're not supposed to have like aggressive thoughts and be mean to each other. And it's like, then we're not going to be humans anymore. How about that? Like, is that what we're trying to do? Not be humans? Because I don't know if
I've seen various forms of it through. I don't do much corporate love. I'm not with a team that much, but sometimes I am.
Yeah.
With a team of people, and it's not for me.
Be on a team?
Teams are not for me.
I like teams.
Because you start getting into the group mentality.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It's dangerous.
It is too dangerous, and if someone in the team is not willing to speak out, and then when someone speaks out, someone else shuts them down, or usually they push a guy like me out. I'm always waiting. You didn't get the Zoom link this morning. That's their signal.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm not in. We're not telling you where we're meeting online no more.
Yeah.
Because you got loud.
Yeah, you started talking.
You voiced your opinion.
Yeah.
And, I still feel like that has always been the case. If you do get to the point, and people will use today's logic against you if you start getting aggressive. If you start getting too loud, you start thinking, if you're too opinionated, this is what we want.
Right.
This is why things are interesting.
Yeah.
Nothing's interesting with vanilla.
But they want to make it that way, which I don't think. I don't know.
They want it for them to control. Because they're not like that. Anyone who's telling you to be vanilla is not vanilla.
Yeah, it's a way to victimize.
It's chocolate. Chocolate's telling you to be vanilla.
Yeah.
Pecan is telling you to be vanilla.
Yeah.
Coffee with walnuts is telling you to be, and you're being vanilla. You're listening to coffee with walnuts.
Yeah. It's all a smokescreen now too. That's one thing I really noticed is like, I remember when they were having like the riots, right? Like the Black Lives Matter stuff, and I was like, yeah, I understand it. I understand what's happening. And then I saw like Amazon put on their front page like, we support black people and like we're Black Lives Matter, and I was like, oh, this is a smokescreen.
Of course.
And then it's just like every corporation that does like horrible things is like, we're LGBTQ friendly.
Absolutely.
And you're like, you're fucking full of shit.
If you want to survive as a corporation and you want to look good all the time, it's like someone who puts a picture on Tinder. It's edited to the fuck. They took it with perfect lighting. They did their makeup. They made sure they look beautiful. They made sure they had abs. They made sure whatever it was.
Presentation.
Yeah. That's what corporations are. Until we peel back the layers and see their secret books.
Yeah. You're like, I'm sorry, Apple. What?
Right.
You put up nets so people can't commit suicide in your factory?
Interesting.
That's just so funny to me.
But see, they know.
Yeah.
And you assume.
I'm still buying the iPhone though. Is that fucked up?
No, because we have no choice.
We do.
You don't have a choice.
I mean, yeah, I guess like you have to have a phone today to operate in today's world.
And they have pushed themselves to the top.
Yeah.
So try to go buy Nokia.
Yeah.
Or whatever like Nokia is anymore.
Yeah, it's gone now.
We had a lot of choice.
It's just Samsung and Apple now. I mean, really.
It's amazing how that turns out. And if you look at that, you could be successful applying that to your life.
Yeah.
Knowing that only one will rise to the top or two.
Yeah.
Whether you're buying stocks in the beginning of some, like right now, you have a bunch of different digital currency out there.
Yeah.
Which one will survive? Is it gonna survive? Like if you could make any predictions based on the past, you might be so fucking rich. You might rise to the top yourself. That's what we want. We want to get to the top.
We're gonna do it.
If you get to the top, will you turn evil automatically though?
Probably. I don't know. I think that you have to have greatness.
Will you allow someone to take all your stuff when you get to the top? Like if you get to the top,
I think that's all I think about.
I don't, I thought about
It's like
different
King of the
things.
Hill,
Like,
right?
yeah, I mean, I was never an aggressive competitor.
Okay.
Like if I got ahead in a basketball game with you,
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to hang on to my lead.
Oh, okay. Well,
Like I start feeling bad.
That's a mistake.
Right.
Yeah, you can't.
Because maybe there's something in my past, which we'd have to delve into it in a different podcast,
Yeah,
where
but also, I can't imagine where you're ahead in a basketball game. So
I have been.
Really? Like, who are you playing? Midgets? Like,
no, just you got like all of a sudden you sank 4 3-pointers right off the bat.
Yeah.
Now you're going to get your ass kicked eventually.
Yeah,
But this game,
Yeah.
like when you're and I think when you're in a role with certain people,
Mm-hmm.
like if you think this person is your father figure, or this person is your older cousin, or if this person is your uncle that thinks you're still immature, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
If you want those people to stay in your life, you got to act the role of those people.
Okay.
So can I break away from my role? Like, I think this is interesting. For me to be successful, I have to be more uncomfortable, or for me to get something different, that I have to be more uncomfortable because I'm not used to going after.
Okay.
And can I hang on to it? That's the other question. Not everybody was successful from birth, so everyone who's successful probably became successful, but that's a whole different mindset. Now, am I a different person? When I become successful, will I change? And is it always evil?
Well, why would you change though? Because that's what
Now you have the money, the property.
Oh yeah.
You have to hire a lawyer. Your whole perspective changes on what the world looks like.
Yeah.
And to get to where you're going, like there's no idealistic way of doing it. There's no, today I'm broke, tomorrow I'm rich.
Right.
Except for lottery, and you see what lottery winners go through.
Yeah, not great.
But most people have to have a spread of time becoming successful.
Yeah.
And then that changes them. It's like you're what's a good example of changing over time because of if every day you get up and your dad hits you just once. Like the first time you're like, ow. And then the next day you get up and he hits you again with something. And then again, like every day, then now you start waking up knowing you're going to get hit. Your behavior will change. You avoid him.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure where I was going with this.
I don't think you did either. You just love talking about how your dad hits you.
But it's true, right? If your dad is known for hitting you,
yeah, it's a good dad.
You start avoiding his. You ever do that?
Hit.
I used to have a bully that used to bully me in 7th grade.
Really?
On the way to school. He used to wait for me on a sidewalk.
Yeah.
I couldn't fucking cross the road
Yeah.
where I was because it would be too obvious to the bully. He was waiting.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. He would just
He really
follow me.
wanted to hurt you.
So I had to walk past him.
Yeah.
And he would stop me every day and give me shit and talk. He never
What did
hit
he say
me.
to you?
I don't remember, man.
Really?
Maybe because I had a briefcase in 7th grade. I was a little weird. Like I did have a real briefcase because I wanted to be like a lawyer. My dad was a lawyer, so I wanted to.
It's so funny how much you hate lawyers now.
I know. Well,
that had an effect on you.
It did. And the bully, now that I think about it, also did. But to change your behavior, to face your fear, to go at, this is what we're saying. Like you're going to have to be uncomfortable and change. And when you do change, there's also some other personality up there now. Now you're going to have to hang on to that. Are you able to? Can you be, if you get elected to office, can you be that guy for 40 years? If your business takes off right away, can you hang on to that? It takes a lot of effort.
Oh yeah.
It takes a lot of effort. For me, it's simpler just to be the guy, right? That kind of goes with what I want to do with the flow. That's what I'm saying. It's hard for me to be on a team because teams want to change you. Teams want you to go along with.
They want to absorb you.
But what if you don't agree?
Then you get kicked off the team.
Right. You can't be on the team no more. Don't ever get kicked off a team if the team's paying you.
Quit. Quit the team.
Football team too?
What do you mean?
Well, look, any team's a team, right?
Yeah, but like
if you quit,
in charge there.
Here's and then we'll wrap this up by saying this at the end. You don't know what to quit, by the way, or what to not be part of anymore. I've never really quit anything. I just continue to do it and try as hard as I can to figure it out. But I'm still on the football team. I'm still trying to be quarterback.
Yeah, I know.
I'm still pushing that.
Yeah.
It's still in my brain that one day, even though there's no fucking chance, I never made first string.
Right.
In my brain, I am still going after it. And that's why I have some motivation, and that's why I'm trying to achieve other things. Because I believe it's going to fix something that happened in the past.
But it won't.
It won't.
No.
It won't. But it's very motivating. That's why you never want to be. Don't ever. I think I said this to my wife this morning, also on the beach. Don't ever achieve your dreams, because then you have nothing to dream about anymore.
Well, it's like then what are you gonna do?
That's it. It's over. That's the podcast ending.